So tonight, blessed day, I would like to know from your very own self, what are you expecting tonight?
Okay, I'm expecting good vibes, positive energies, and good presentations. And of course, expecting to learn more about our African heroes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's mind-blowing. Well, I would like to do a brief preface before we move to calling the first person. As an overview of African existence, Africa has varieties of cultures, and many of them that would really impress you tonight. Note that no two people are alike. Everybody's different. So are even Siamese twins on our fingers. A child may not have the same intelligence, experience, and exposure like that of the parents, and as such, their opinions vary. So tonight on the show, we are expecting difference of opinion and characters. We move forward to inviting our first presenter for tonight.
Obiodogo.
Put your hands together for him.
Thank you everyone for having me. My name is Obiodogo, and I'm here to talk on my African hero, George Weah. As we all know, George Weah is the current president of Liberia. He was sworn into office in 2018. First of all, let me bring to your knowledge that even before that, he lost several elections in 2005, 2011, and also he ran for vice president, and he also lost before sworn into office in 2018. He was born on 1st of October 1966. He's married to Clara Weah. He has 4 children. He studied at the Devry University, and currently he is seated in the seat of Liberia. Why I chose George Weah as my president mainly is because of his football career. We all here don't know that George Weah, okay, some of us here know that George Weah was the first African to win a Ballon d'Or. We all know that Ballon d'Or is the most prestigious award that a footballer can ever win, individually, not collectively. So George Weah was the first African footballer in 1995 to lift the Ballon d'Or, and he will go down as one of the greatest footballers ever to grace the pitch. In a short while, before I drop the mic, I'm not here to waste your time. I'll just give you a few of the individual accolades and collective trophies that George Weah had in his career. He played for teams like Monaco, Chelsea, AC Milan. Let me remind you, in AC Milan, they had to retire the number 14 jersey that George Weah wore. In football, you don't just retire a jersey like that. For you to retire a particular jersey in a club, it has to be a prolific footballer. So let me bring to your notice that AC Milan retired the number 14 jersey for George Weah. He won the Liberian Premier League in 1985-86, the Liberian Cup. He was among the Invisible 11. He also won the Coupe de France in Monaco in 1990-1991. He won the Ligue 1 in Monaco in 93-94. He also won the FA Cup with Chelsea in 99-2000. He was the African Footballer of the Year in 1989, 1994, and 1995. He was the French D1 Foreign Player of the Year in 1990-1991. Then, in 1995, one of the greatest years of his time, he was the Champions League top scorer in 1994-1995. He won the Ballon d'Or in 1995, and then he won the Ballon d'Or in 1995. He was among the RSSF the PL Player of the Year. He was the El Pas King of European Soccer Player of the Year in 1995. He was also the World Player of the 1995 year, the ESM Team of the Year in 1995. He also collected other awards, including the Honorary Doctor degree in 29 June 2018. He was also among France Football Legends Africans Top 30 in 2019. He was also awarded the FIFA Fair Play Award. Imagine, for a player to win the FIFA Play Award. Normally, FIFA Play Awards are given to teams or a particular fans of a football club because of their correctness or because of their fair play in chanting, because we all know that some fans can be very, very violent during a match in the football stadium. But George Weah was given the FIFA Fair Play Award personally in 1996. He was also named the IFFHS African Player of the Century in 1979. was also included in the Player of All Time in 1996. We all know Pele. Pele is arguably one of the greatest footballers that's ever lived. So Pele even named George Weah as his even in his top 100 players of all time. It's not easy to do that. And apart from that, he came out of his footballing career, went into politics. He has many strengths, many weaknesses, and today, George Weah is seated on the seat of Liberia as the president. So why I chose George Weah as an African president, not because of his football career, but because of his leadership, both off the pitch and on the pitch. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wow. That's mind-blowing. Did you ever thought that an African had won the Ballon d'Or?
Well, I never thought of that. I never knew.
You never knew?
I never knew.
Impressive. Please, a round of applause for Obi Odogu. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move forward to the next person. Put your hands together as we welcome
Winner Boy.
Thank you very much for having me on tonight's presentation. As you all know, my name is Winner Boy High Level. I'm a rapper and a songwriter, but today I'll be talking about my role model, he has been my greatest inspirator all the way forward. Even when I was young, I read about his books. I heard so much stories about him, and you know, he motivated me a lot. Do you know the reason why I chose him? Before I tell you his name, I would like to tell you the reason why I chose him. I chose him because of three things. One, his consistent spirit. You know, even when things get tough for him, he didn't give up. Why? Because he switched his profession. He was awarded with scholarship to study as a medicine in University of Ibadan, but he decided to decline, and along the line he went for his passion, which was writing and all that. Yes, so he decided to do that, which his mind and his career, like his ability, what he believes that he can be able to do, he consistently did it. Along the line it choked, like for real, there was no money to continue. His elder brother had to support him from his job. So in the person of Chinua Achebe is the person I'm talking about. We all know him of his famous novel, Things Fall Apart. Yeah, so I'll be talking about Chinua Achebe, and I would like to tell you that he was a Nigerian novelist, a poet, and a critic who is regarded as the dominant figure of modern African literature. Not only through his literary contributions, but also through his promotions of ambitions agenda for Nigeria and African culture. He also helped the world to know about Africa, like he took us to the globe. He told about African histories and all that. So he's really a great man and a hero. I'll talk about his early life and education. Chinua Achebe was born Albert Chinagolom in Igbo town of Ogidi, now Anambra State, in eastern Nigeria on November 16, 1930. He was the fifth child of Isaiah Okafor Achebe and Janet Iloebulam Achebe. His father was a teacher in a Christian catechism school at the Church Missionary Society School, where he also started his early schools. Yeah, at first, you know, the primary language was Igbo, because most people don't know about English. English is actually not our main language. It's a borrowed language. The white men brought it to our land, and his father was among the earliest men that were able to sit with the white men, and you know, so at that sort he had the opportunity to learn English. He spent a lot of time reading books, you know, sitting with his mom and his elder sister, telling folk tales, you know, and all that, which helped him strengthen his mind, his courage, and all that. So now I will tell you a little more about his professorship. Yeah, professorship. Chinua Achebe, after he got admitted in the University of Ibadan, he later turned, like I earlier said, he turned to library art, including history, religion, and English. How he lost his scholarship, but that didn't make him to give up. he also continued, did a lot of manual jobs to sustain his career and make sure he made it to the top. At that, when he graduated, he was given an appointment in London to work with BBC. We all know the full meaning of BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, which he had the opportunity to showcase his writing talent. At first, he brought up his novel, Things Fall Apart, and people advised him to go forward with it, like bring it to the Broadcasting Corporation so that they will publish it for him. You know, he wasn't discouraged, even though people told him that the story is updated, he's not really sure of what's going to happen about that, but he really went forward by bringing it on. And now today, I tell you that that novel is one of the most famous books that ever lived and will always continue to live because it inspires a lot. It tells a story about how Igbo societies reacted to the British changes, the missionaries they brought to us. You know, at first we were practicing our own culture and all that stuff, but the British, when they came, they brought about religion and other things. So Chinua Achebe was actually one of the people that made us to understand the reasons, or the reasons why the British came over to our town to, you know, to take over. Yeah, so without wasting much of your time, I will simply go to my last page, which is about his marriage, family, and death. So on September 10th, 1961, Chinua Achebe married Christina Chinwe Okoli, and they had their first child, which was a girl, and her name was Chinelo. She was born on July 11, 1962. Years later, they had a son, Ikechukwu, followed on December 3rd, 1964, and Chidi, another son, on May 24th, 1967. After the Nigerian Biafra War, another daughter came, which is Modo Achebe. I think she's still living. So she arrived on March 7, 1970. And on March 21st, 2013, Chinua Achebe died in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. And that's actually one of the places he got his first appointment job as a professor for a 3-year course in the university there. So this man is actually a hero to me. One, because he came from nothing and he made it to the top. Irrespective of the fact that there was nothing for him, there was no hope. The only thing he got, which was the scholarship that was given to him, was taken away from him. Why? Because he decided to choose his career. He decided to go for what he wants. And that made them to take away the scholarship. But he didn't give up. Like, he was so strong, courageous. He believed that, yes, one day the world will hear my encounters in life, you know. Like, coming up in the year 2013, when I had the opportunity to work with a sponsor that owns a record label. He was actually going to sponsor my music career. And along the line, something happened. Just 2 days to our journey to Lagos, he was kidnapped. And a few weeks later, he was killed. So that made me to give up. Actually, I almost gave up on music. Like, I decided to leave music entirely because I thought there was no hope for me again. But along the line, you know, I still have to read about this man, read about his books, like study him closely. And I noticed that determination is the key to success. No matter the situation, you shouldn't give up. You should continue, like, you know, struggle. There's nothing good that comes easy. It takes hard work. So that was why I switched back to, I stand on my feet and I went back to what I'm doing today. And by God's grace, I know I will get to the top. So thank you all once again. God bless you.
Okay, thank you for reminding us about that hero. I am sure some of us still know about that hero. Do you still remember that hero?
Yes, I do. I do remember Chinua Achebe. I realized when he was talking about him that there were heroes that fought with guns to defend the interests of Africa, but there were also heroes that fought with their pen, and it went really loud all over the globe. Put your hands together for him once again. Well, tonight the next person in our list Put your hands together as we welcome Splendor.
Hello everyone, I should also that my name is Splendor and I'm talking about my African hero, which is Thomas Sankara. Yeah, Thomas Sankara is a man that he really knows what he wants, and then he knows that without that with him something can change in their country. Though the parents wanted him to be a priest in Roman Catholic, but no, he did not adapt to what the parents were saying because he knows that with him the country will change. So we are talking about Thomas Sankara today. Thomas Sankara was born on December 21, 1949 at Yanko Upper Vote 4, and then he died on 15th October 1987, yes, at the age of 37 years. But before he died, he ruled in Bokani for 4 years. Bokani, that was the country he ruled as a president. So about Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara is an African revolutionist, yes. Bokani was the poorest country in Africa. So during his reign, he made sure that his country would come up like as one of the popular countries in Africa. The things that the country was lacking, he provided everything within the short tenure of peace, because he reigned for just 2 years before he died. So during his reign, he changed so many things. He changed so many things in the country, and he discarded expensive, like the things he changed. I'm mentioning some of the things he changed during his tenure. Okay, let's go. He discarded expensive messages cards being used by politicians. We all know now. So in some Africas, politicians they misuse everything. They want everything to be under them. They want their family and friends to enjoy everything, but they will not remember the people they are ruling. But Thomas Sankara makes sure that those things stop in his country. So he discussed expensive messages cards being used by the politicians or appointees and replaced them with. Do you know what he replaced the message expensive things? Like he replaces with the lowest that even though that you don't have much money, you can still get it. To the extent that when he's going to his office, he used bicycle to go to his office. So he used bicycle. Because of that, he was loved. Like he lived a modest life, and the people around him was emulated. They emulate him, and they really love what he was doing. So during Thomas Sankara, during his reign in the country, he developed the country, and then he built so many things. Pharmacy, he stopped polygamy in the country, and then he forced marriages. You know, I think Bokani, they used to force them to marry, but during his reign, he stopped the forced marriages, and everything was nice. And then he made sure that he spent everything to build a road for the almost 100 kilometers, and he painted almost 1 million trees in the forest. So why I choose Thomas Sankara as my African hero is because the parents wanted him to be a priest in Roman Catholic, but he knew with him that the country would change. So I believe with me, some other person can change. I believe with me, I can make a change in anywhere I am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Splendor. That's an amazing presentation. When I heard the name Thomas Sankara, I felt like it's Ankara. He wanted a round of applause for her, please.
Okay, the next person on our list is a true African woman, as in the person of Wande. Wande. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I almost wore a Nelson Mandela inspired shirt. You know, during his days, he likes things like this. So my African hero will be Nelson Mandela. I'll be talking about Nelson Mandela. I think a lot of people already know he made a change in Africa, in the world at large. He was the first black president of South Africa. His name was, he was born Nelson Mandela, but his local name was Rolihlahla Mandela, like Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. He was a South African anti-apartheid activist who served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the first country's first black head of state and the first to be elected in fully representative democratic election. Born 18 July 1918 in the city of Wessel, South Africa, died December 2013 in Johannesburg, South Africa. Nelson Mandela changed the world because he was fighting the white majority over the black minority, which the word apartheid comes from, was taken from the word African, but it was a word by Africans. Apartheid means apartness, like a segregation of the white from the black, like where the white have the main power, like the majority power over the minority. So I think in a lot of ways, apart from fighting as an activist, he was an activist. He was fighting for his people. He was fighting for equality. He was fighting for the freedom everybody wanted and the whole world. He was fighting for the whole world at large, not just South Africa. So he was in prison for almost 28 years over political offenses and over unlawful assembly and different offenses. So, but in such a way, I think aside that, aside politics and all of that, and a freedom fighter he was, I think Nelson Mandela has motivated me in such a way. There was a day, he has written a lot of books, and I've read a lot of autobiography, A Long Walk to Freedom. I think I saw the movie. The only thing that struck me in the movie, and one of his quotes, my favorite quote, because he has motivated a lot of people in work. He has a quote on forgiveness, he has on success, he has on motivation, he has on guilty. He has a quote in all sorts of things. But the only quote that I found so interesting was the one about forgiveness. When he said, if I had left the door that led to my freedom, if I didn't leave my bitterness and guiltiness aside, he might still be in prison. It taught me a lot of things because as a person, people hurt us, you know, we tend to have a bitter experience with people and we be like, oh, should I forgive this person? Imagine a man that was in prison for almost 28 years. It was after 10 years he was allowed to use a blanket. You could imagine that kind of thing. Come rain, come heat, come cold, he was sleeping on bare floor. It was after 10 years he was allowed to use a blanket. If I was in his shoes, at times I'll be like, oh yes, I know I'm fighting for people, but this man, for him to forgive people, well, so I think he has motivated us and he has taught us a lot of things and is my African hero so far without much ado.
Thank you for that presentation. That was indeed a great presentation. I never knew his name was, what was that? Rolihlahla. Oh, nice. He's indeed a great African hero.
That's amazing. That's mind-blowing. Please put your hands together for a true African woman once again. And if you're just joining us, even though you missed out a little, you have much to still benefit from this show. Africanempire reality TV show, sponsored by News Crypto. And tonight's presentation as we continue is our African heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome a true African nigger, one of the greatest dancers in this empire. Put your hands together as we welcome man like Maye!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Malek Maye. But before I start with, I would like to ask a question, and I'll be calling on Young G. Please, what do you understand by a hero? Who is called a hero?
A hero is, to me, a hero is someone who has impacted positively to probably an individual or society at large?
As you all know, we have so many heroes in Africa. Some are very popular, while some are not. The person I'll be talking about is in the name of George Iwelade. I know you've not, might not have heard the name before, but he has a popular nickname called Africa. So during this time, an incident happened around 1999. This person I'm talking about is a very young man, a law student like me. So that's the reason why I picked him. So something happened around 1999. This guy is a very big threat to activities about concerning all these secret courts, gangsters and courtesans, but the incident that happened in 1999, there was this confraternity, formed by students of OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, Lagos University, and Uniben. They call them the Black Axe. So during that time, like I said earlier, the guy is a very big threat to activities concerning these people. So something happened on Saturday, 5th of March, Saturday. These people came down to a place, in Ife, and they had a meeting. No detail was given about what the meeting was about, But after the meeting, while going back to campus, something happened. Other students in another canoe overtook them, overtaking, but that for no reason, enriched them. They gave a pursuit to the students, and the students fled, of course, for their life, for their safety. And after the meeting, also information was given to the students' union, people, the cabinet, the executive, and all. And this guy, George Iwelade, he led the group, another group, students to, where the meeting had taken place. They went there, forced their way in, met them, and he gave information to the police. They came, arrested them. After some days, while they were held in police custody, after some days, they were freed by, the prosecuting police officer, because they denied the allegations. In law terms called witness form. It's always given out to throughout the university, to call out witnesses to cases like that. But the particular prosecuting police officer in charge did not, but gave a statement in the course that he tried to reach out to students